may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Saturday in Proverbs today. Proverbs is the one book in the Bible that has a chapter for every day of the month, 31 chapters in Proverbs. And you want to start reading, so whatever the day of the month is, start there. And when they're not 31 days in the month, just keep reading until you catch up. Okay? I like Proverbs because Proverbs will show you people of today, not 2,000 years ago. All right, that's why I like Proverbs. Proverbs will show you how to deal with people today. It is the book of about living life. Okay, when you come down to Proverbs, and King Solomon, the wisest man ever, and no man will be as wise, is the author of Proverbs. So it looks like you can learn something from the wisest man ever. And no man will be as wise as King Solomon. That was the covenant that he had with God, because when God told him to ask for whatever he wanted, he asked for wisdom and understanding to be able to lead his people. And God said, since you didn't ask me for riches, the lives of your enemies, and none of this, this is how I'm going to bless you. Okay? Go on back over there in the Old Testament and read the story. You'll see it is enlightening. But anyway, um, I will be reading from the Message and the New King James Version of the Bible, so to give you that contrast of what is being said, and so you can get a better understanding about what's being talked about. Okay. And like I said, Proverbs is going to show you how to live today. You ain't got to be trying to imagine, you know, what it's like 2,000 years ago. No, you don't have to go through that. Okay. All right. So let's pray and get in the word. Father, I thank you for another day to gather around your word. Speak through my mind, speak through my heart, and speak through my lips, that I may precisely articulate this word to pierce the hearing, the vision, and the hearts of your children, so that we may live the righteous lifestyle that you have ordained for us to live. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. Um, and notice I said righteous lifestyle. See, the body of Christ has been tricked by the enemy by thinking, v- associating perfection with righteousness. When you live a righteous lifestyle, you know, first thing somebody wants to say, "Oh, well, I ain't perfect." No, righteousness is not perfect. Righteousness, a righteous lifestyle, is not harmful. See, you ain't gonna lie to nobody, cheat nobody, steal nobody, deceive nobody when you live a righteous lifestyle. Didn't say you wouldn't cuss a mofo out, okay? But you ain't gonna take advantage of another person when you live a righteous lifestyle. Okay? Has nothing to do with perfection, and everything to do with not being harmful or hurtful. Okay? That's righteousness. All right? So, so since today is the 21st, June the 21st, that's what chapter we're going to start at. Verse 1. Good leadership is a channel of water controlled by God. He directs it whatever ends he chooses. Listen to this, y'all. Good leadership is a channel of water controlled by God. And you're worried
about uh, Republicans and Democrats. You're worried about them, and you have no reason to be worried about them. Okay? They're not the problem, because whoever is in office is who God wants to be there at that moment in time. And I think one of the biggest problems that we have right now is uh, people don't think that you know you can live a righteous lifestyle and still be godly. People don't think that righteousness even exists anymore. Okay, Loretta, thank you for joining me. This TT Twit. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I didn't even look at that name. Nah, nah, nah. Anyway, so um, in the New King James Version, it says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Like the rivers of water, he turns it wherever he wishes. Okay? Verse 2. We justify actions by appearances. God examines our motives. Listen, we justify our actions by appearances, but God examines our motives. In the New King James Version, it says, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the spirits. Man, why are you doing what you're doing? Do you have an ulterior motive? Are you doing it for recognition? Are you doing it, or are you doing it out of the sincerity of your heart? Because there is a difference. And this is what people don't understand. See, you can either do things out of your head, or you can do them out of your heart. What's the difference? When you do something out of your head, you have a string attached to that. There's a motive behind that when you're doing it out of your head. But when you're doing it out of your heart, ain't no motive to it. You ain't looking for nothing in return. See, there's not a hidden agenda when you do it from your heart. Verse 3, clean living before God and justice with our neighbors mean far more to God than religious performance. In the New King James Version, it says, to do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. That's how you treat people. Okay? That's how you interact with people. That's what this is all about. Okay? Verse 4. Arrogance and pride disguising marks. Wait a minute. Arrogance and pride distinguishing marks in the wicked are just plain sin. Hold on a second, y'all. Man, it's hot today. It's hot today in DC, and I got some. I got some of this in my nose, boy. Whew. I don't know where y'all are, man, but it is like right now. It's 84 degrees. It's gonna get up to 90 today. Tomorrow 95. Monday 98. Tuesday 99. Wednesday 97. Thursday 94. Then Friday it's gonna be rain, 87. Then Saturday we pick back up in the 90s again. We got a heat dome over the country right now. Okay, and see, normally where I'm from in the South, when it's hot like this, man, you close all the windows and turn off all the lights to keep the heat out. Okay, that's how we kept our house cool. When it got hot like this, turn the fan on, close the windows, and turn the lights off. All right, to keep your house cool. And that's what my grandmama used to do. All right, that's how my grandmama kept our house cool. When it got scorching hot like this, man, she closed all them windows, turn the fans on, turn the lights out, and keep the door closed. She, boy, that woman had all kinds of remedies, Jack. I'm serious. She had all kinds of stuff up her sleeve. I ain't lying. And don't let it start lightning to the basement. Everybody, to the basement. Turn that television on. You better get off that doggone telephone. You hear that lightning. Yeah, I'm telling you, boy. Storm come in my house, shoot, you better be quiet, sit down and be quiet, or you're gonna get you a backhand. No joke. Uh, verse 4 in the New King James Version says, a haughty look, a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked are sin. Well, what's a haughty look? Hold on. Let me give you the definition of haughty. Haughty, arrogantly superior and disdainful, full of yourself. When you full of yourself, arrogantly superior and disdainful. See, it says a haughty look, a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked are sin. Verse 5, careful planning push you ahead in the long run. Hurry and scurry push you further behind. Okay, listen, careful planning push you ahead in the long run. Hurry and scurry push you further behind. In the New King James Version, it says, the plans of the diligent lead surely to plenty, but those of everyone who is hasty surely to poverty. And it's funny that this is one of the things I just reminded my grandson this week. Man, if you got to hurry to do something, don't do it. If you got to rush to be able to, he did a video, and my grandson is a hell of a trumpet player, and he did a video, and his appearance wasn't right. It was sloppy. And I showed him, I said, look, I said, you learn from your mistakes. Look at this. But granddaddy, I was in a hurry trying to get this. I said, see, that was your mistake. You was hurry. So look at the results of doing something. If you got to rush to do it, don't do it. If you got to rush to be trying to get somewhere, man, no, let that go. Let that go. Don't put yourself in a hurry. Okay? Verse 6. Make it to the top by lying and cheating, get paid with smoke and a promotion to death. Make it to the top by lying and cheating. See, this is what people don't seem to understand. Lying and cheating will get you in the door. Let me say that again. Lying and cheating will get you in the door, but it can't keep you there. See, that's the difference. When you lie and you cheat and deceive to get ahead, you can't stay there because it ain't going to keep you there. Because eventually you're going to run out. The truth is going to come out about who you are and why you're doing what you're doing. The truth is going to come out. So all of them people that you seeing that are lying, cheating, deceiving, and doing all kind of, cutting all kind of corners to get where they want to go, they ain't going to stay there. They'll get there. You'll get there, but you ain't going to stay there. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, getting treasures by a lying tongue is the fleeting fantasy of those who seek death. You see, and usually these are the people who are so materialistic. Materialism is their world. Everything that they're doing is for material reward, not spiritual. See, there's a difference. You can do things from for a material reward, outcome, success that's selling your soul. But when you do it for a spiritual reward, there's a whole, it's more fulfilling. Okay, and see, and this is what a lot of people can't relate to, is being fulfilled spiritually. Okay, they can't relate to that because they don't see any fruit from their spiritual battle. They only see fruit from their physical battle that they're trying to do. And see, when you looking for fruit from your spiritual battle, you have to let go. Okay? You have to let that go, man. Let God be the one. See, let God be the producer, not you. Let God be the one to put everything in place. Okay, verse 7. The wicked get buried alive by their loot because they refuse to use it to help others. The wicked get buried alive by their loot because they refuse to use it to help others. In the New King James Version, it says, the violence of the wicked will destroy them because they refuse to do justice. This is a greedy person. This is what they're talking about. See, when it says the wicked get buried alive by their loot because they refuse to use it, man, that's greed. That's what you into it for greed. This is a greedy person right here that ain't never trying to help nobody. And see, I keep telling y'all, the Bible say, be careful how you entertain a stranger, because you might be entertaining an angel unaware. Okay? And see, some of the times when you going about your day, you need to start paying attention to the people that you cross paths with. You need to start paying attention to the people that cross your path. The other day, I got on the subway to go down to the White House, and this old black lady had two bags, and she had like a hospital band on her wrist, and she was eating a tangerine or something, man. And I looked and I said, out of all other trains that I can get on today. I get on this train and this lady is here. Now, I know my circumstance because that could be me. I don't even know if she have a place to go. Okay, but I said, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna treat her to some breakfast. Okay, since our paths cross, because I could have got on another train, she could have been on another train, but we're on the same train. Okay, and God has blessed me with the ability to be able to use my creativity to stay afloat. See, a lot of people don't know how to use their creativity to stay afloat. They resort to something illegal instead of trying to use their own brain. Uh, Man, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something. The other day, I went and bought me a brand new phone charger. Okay, cause and I did. A lot of people come up doing while I'm at the White House and say, do you have a phone charger? Can I charge my phone? And the first power pack I had, only had really enough juice for me to make it through to the day. So I went back and I said, I'm gonna buy me a new power pack. Okay, so when somebody come and ask me to charge their phone, you can get 15 minutes for $5. Give me $5, I'll charge your phone up for 15 minutes. And see, I'll just, it's crazy, but look, I can charge 1, 2, 3 phones at the same time. Okay, I can charge 3 phones at the same time. All right, $5 for 15 minutes. There's 60 minutes in an hour. That's $20. 20 times 3 is 60 for 15 minutes. For an hour. I'm sorry, for an hour. Okay, so and I paid about that for this. This right here will pay for itself. Anyway, that's just a little side note. I'm always thinking, what's going on, Sal? Good morning. Thank you for joining me. I'm always and let me tell y'all something. What is crazy as this world is going right now, and the foolishness that we got going on, man, if you ain't trying to come up with some kind of idea to give you a stream of income, I don't care what people let them laugh. Okay, let them laugh. Let them make fun of you, do all that other stuff. You just keep trying, and one day something gonna hit. You watch. Verse 8. Mixed motives twist life into tangles. Pure motives take you straight down the road. See, mixed motives is when you have an agenda. Okay? All right? That's when you have an agenda, when you got mixed motives. And matter of fact, this is why people have a hard time trusting now, because everybody that they come in contact with got some ulterior motives. Okay? What's going on, Peter? How you doing? Thank you for joining me. Um, uh, I don't know. I don't know, Sam. I have no idea, man. Really, really and truly. I have no idea uh what what um man, it's crazy, you know, the way things are going, and the only thing I can say to you is, man, leave it in God's hands. Leave it in God's hands. Leave it in God's hands. Okay, leave it in God's hands. In the New King James Version, it says, "The way of a guilty man is perverse, but as for the pure, his work is right." Verse 9, "Better to live alone in a tumble-down shack than share a mansion with a nagging spouse." Better to live alone in a tumble-down shack than share a mansion with a nagging spouse. In the New King James Version, it says, "Better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than share a house, than in a house shared with a contentious woman." Well, let's look up that definition of contentious. Contentious, causing or likely to cause an argument. Controversial. Contentious. And that could be a man or a woman, can be contentious. Likely to cause an argument. Listen, I used to date this girl, and she used to always tell me, "Don, you have to teach people how to treat you." Didn't work on her. It didn't work on her. But what she did teach me was this: that no matter what I did, it wasn't good enough. And that's when I realized that she was looking for an out. See, when you with a person, no matter what you do, it ain't good enough, or something is wrong with it, that person is looking for an out. Why don't you just go on give it to them instead of fighting it? Just say, if you want to leave, leave. If you want to go, go. You ain't got to do all of this. No matter how nice you are, no matter what you do, there's always something wrong with it. Okay? All right. What's going on, Kel? So if you when you're around that kind of person, man, just say, "Listen, obviously, I'm not what you're looking for." That's the obvious reason. So rather than just hang around and make me miserable, and you be miserable trying to make me miserable, just going on about your business. Just going on leave. Okay, that's what I learned from that experience. Man, whenever nothing you can do is good enough, they looking for an out. You might as well go on give it to them. Okay, go on give it to them, put them out their misery. Now they ain't got no more excuses. Okay? They ain't got no more excuses. See, because to them, the grass is always greener on the other side until they get over there. And then they be wondering, "Oh, wow, you done messed up now. It's too late." Verse 10, "Wicked souls love to make trouble. They feel nothing for friends and neighbors." In the New King James Version, it says, the soul of the wicked desires evil. His neighbor finds no favor in his eyes. And that's a person, you talking about an unhappy, miserable person. Listen, wicked souls love making trouble, drama. Okay, so when you're around a person that always got a lot of drama going on around them, that's not where you need to be. Let me say that again. When you are around a person that's always, even if it's one of your children, that's always got a bunch of drama, okay? You're going to have to love them from a distance. Okay? You got to have your peace of mind. You have to love them from a distance. Because the minute you get close to them, the drama is going to spring back up again. Verse 11. Simpletons only learn the hard way, but the wise learn by listening. But dang, I got his name right on the Everett. Yeah, Everett, man. Everett Overton. Man, that's one of because a very long distance. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it has to be that, man. Sometimes you have to put a lot of distance between you and some of your loved ones for your own peace of mind. Sometimes, man, you love them, but no matter what you say or do, they ain't listening. And when you run across some especially your children or your grandchildren, and you be trying to tell them and they don't want to, man, you're going to have to love them from a distance. See, cause and this is why this verse right here, simpletons only learn the hard way, but the wise learn by listening. I was telling y'all, Everett Overton, he do a thing on simpleton, the simps. All right, being a simpleton. See, they only learn the hard way, but this is what it says in the New King James Version. When the scoffer is punished, the simple is made wise. But when the wise is instructed, he receives knowledge. See, you got some people that can only learn when they go through some stuff. Thank you, B. And whatever you do ain't never enough. That's why I say you got to love them from a distance. Sometimes, man, some of your loved ones, you have to, because they ain't hit rock bottom yet. Okay, see, they gonna have to hit rock bottom before they come to themselves. You remember the kid that wanted the prodigal son, that wanted all his inheritance and went out and spent it partying and having a good time and was sleeping in the pig pen? And the Bible say he came to himself. You see, like, man, my servants at my father's house eat better than this. I'm eating with the pigs. And my father's servants live better than this. Man, let me go back home. Okay? I done came out here, wasted all my money, did all this kind of stuff, and look where I am. See, this is what some people, you got to let them come to themselves. And unfortunately, some death come before they get to reality to come to themselves. They be destroyed, okay, based on what kind of life they've been living. All right? But a wise person, see, all you got to do is instruct them, because they going to heed the warning. See, the people, the simpleton that I'm talking about, they ain't going to heed no warning. They don't want to listen to nothing constructive. Okay? Verse 12. A God-loyal person will see right through the wicked and undo the evil they've planned. A God-loyal person will see right through the wicked and undo the evil They plan. In the New King James Version, it says, the righteous God wisely considers the house of the wicked, overthrowing the wicked for their wickedness. See, all that negativity that you putting into the atmosphere is you gonna have to pay the piper. Well, not only athletes, entertainers. Look at a lot of these rappers. They're flying private, and some of them ain't even got a GED and flying private. I saw where one of these kids um was flying somewhere on a plane, talking about he hungry and he wanted to stop at McDonald's. And the man said, well, it's gonna cost you for us to land somewhere else for you to go to McDonald's, it's gonna cost you $10,000. And that's what he said. Okay, I give you 10 grand. I want to go get me some McDonald's. Can you imagine? Come on, man. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Verse 13. If you stop your ears to the cries of the poor, your cries will go unheard, unanswered. And in the New King James Version, it says, whoever shuts his ears to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and not be heard. And see, and let me tell you, and this is one of the things I want people to, when it come to the disadvantaged people that cross your path. One, you're listening to your intuition. That's the first and foremost thing that, you know, what kind of feeling do you get? Cause you can tell a joker that's running the game. At least I can. And this is how I find out who's running the game and who's sincere. Um, See, when somebody come on, man, give me $1. Can I get some money? And I say, give me $1, because now I'm locating your heart. And if I ask you for $1 and you tell me, oh, I ain't got nothing, that's why I'm out here, man. F you. I'm going on about my business, because you in this is just a routine for you. Because it's all about what you can get. It's all about you. But if I ask you for $1 and you say, I ain't got one, or give me one, or I'll give you what I got, now I done found your heart. Now I know that, it ain't no wins, just a win situation for you. See, because you will share, and and this is a problem. You got a lot of people that are in disadvantaged situations, but they're selfish. They ain't trying to help nobody else. They ain't trying to do nothing for nobody else. And those are the kind of people you want to stay away from. The ones that ain't never trying to do nothing for nobody else. It's all about them. See, that's the person you want to stay away from. And that's how I distinguish the two. MC Hammer went through $70 million in 5 years, helping his friends. See, you have to understand that even right now today, if somebody come along and say, man, we'll give you X number of millions of dollars to sponsor that message, everybody and their mama that know me or know of me, now I'm on their radar. Okay? And I'm gonna tell y'all now. See, when my ship come in, don't ask me for squat. Don't ask me for nothing. Because I have a very good relationship with God. If God want me to bless you, I know how to listen to him to do that. Okay? But you wasn't asking me for nothing when I was broke, when I was going through it, when I was trying to get to this level. You wasn't asking me for help. Now that you know that I can, man, get on, just take that crap. I no, I don't have your pity. I ain't interested in your pity. Okay? Your sob story, I'm not interested. I got sob stories of my own. I ain't interested in your sob story. Okay? My sob story didn't stop me. So why should I entertain you with your sob story? It's just that simple. And sometimes you got to, it's a cold reality. But you got to teach people how you want to be treated. You have to teach them, man, because otherwise they'll walk all over you. They really will. And that's another thing that girl taught me. She taught me, Don, you got to teach people how to treat you. Oh yeah, no, I can show them better than I can tell them. I can show you. I can show you. All right, verse 14. A quietly given gift soothes an irritable person. A heartfelt presence cools a hot temper. In the New King James Version, it says, "A gift in secret pacifies anger, and a bribe behind the back, strong wrath." Because you're giving something. See, and sometimes that's what you got to do, man. You got to give something to get to the desires that you're looking for. Verse 15. Good people celebrate when justice triumphs, but for workers of evil, it's a bad day. In the New King James Version, it says, "It is a joy for the just to do justice, but destruction will come to the workers of iniquity." See all that backbiting, that negative energy, man, it's the only thing it's gonna destroy you. See, all that negative energy that you putting out towards somebody else, that's gonna come back to you. It's gonna hurt you. It ain't gonna hurt that person. And you know how many people walking around and some people, they don't even know them, and got all this hostility and this anger toward them, and the only person you hurting is yourself. That's the only person you hurting is yourself. You ain't hurting that person. You ain't hurting them. Verse 16. Whoever wanders off the straight and narrow ends up in a congregation of ghosts. Wow. In the New King James Version, it says, "A man who wanders from the way of understanding will rest in the assembly of the dead." That's a backslider. That's who this is talking about right here. A backslider. Okay? Will a man who wanders from the way of understanding will rest in the assembly of the dead. You want me to give you a good example of that? A lot of y'all don't remember this guy, Kevin Samuels? You know, a lot of y'all, some people know who Kevin Samuels is. Okay? All right? Kevin Samuels grew up in the church. He grew up in the church. And look what happened to him. Okay? All right? Look what happened. He used to really tell women You know, I mean, he was uh man, he used to get on black women like, you know, they was gonna die alone and all this stuff that uh uh you know, this what do you call it, the what kind of man he used to talk about, you know, that was always successful, but there's a specific name. um there was a high value man. Oh, he will always talk about the high value man. Well, see, the high value man, especially in the black community, is nothing but a whore because everybody want it. Let me say that again. See, that high value man is nothing but a whore because everybody want a high value. All women want. Listen to them. Oh, I want a man making six figures and all this other stuff. See, a lot of people, especially women, wanna get in relationships where all they got to do is walk in and set their bags down, and they straight. Okay, and that might not be the case. So you got some men that want to walk into a situation that all they got to do is walk in and put their bags down and set up house. They ain't trying to build nothing. They ain't trying to establish nothing. They ain't trying to nurture anything. They want to walk into a ready-made situation. Okay? And this is the problem right now. Too many folk want to walk into these ready-made situations, not realizing, you know, that's not it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Okay? Verse 17. You're addicted to thrills. What an empty life. The pursuit of pleasure is never satisfied. You're addicted to thrills, having a good time. What an empty life. The pursuit of pleasure is never satisfied. You can never get enough. Look at and see, and that's one of the things that a lot of people are not paying attention to about this Diddy trial. Man, they could never get enough of them freak offs. That's why he had to have so much baby oil, because he never could get enough of that. And that's where you mess up. In the New King James Version, it says, he who loves pleasure will be a poor man. He who loves wine and oil will not be rich. That's that party person. You know? Verse 18. What a bad person plots against the good boomerangs. The plotter gets it in the end. In the New King James Version, it says, the wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the unfaithful for the upright. See, I told y'all earlier, all of this negative energy that you are expending towards somewhere else, man, that stuff is coming right back to you. It ain't gonna even touch that person. It won't even bother them. They're going on living their life, but you stuck. Verse 19. Better to live in a tent in the wild than with a cross and petulant spouse. In the New King James Version, it says, better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. Well, you remember we went back here. What verse was that? Verse 9, when it says, better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a contentious woman. That's somebody always causing argument. Ain't no peace. And you got billionaires right now living in a house with no peace. Nothing they can do is good enough. They ain't happy. Somebody's not happy. Okay? Verse 20. Valuables are safe in a wise person's home. Fools put it all out for yard sales. In the New King James Version, it says, there is desirable treasure and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man squanders it. Because why? They don't understand the value of what they have. They don't understand the value of it. To them, it's nothing. See, and whatever is of no value to you, that you will take for granted because it has no value. You'll take it for granted. You know, and from relationships to, you know, if a relationship don't have no value to you, you're gonna take that for granted. Because you're gonna go out and do whatever you can, without any respect, anything, you'll take it for granted. You'll take it for granted. Verse 21. Whoever goes hunting for what is right and kind find life itself, glorious life. In the New King James Version, it says, he who follows righteousness and mercy finds life, righteousness, and honor. And that's not easy, because you have to go through a lot of stuff. He who follows righteousness and mercy finds life. When you follow righteousness, man, you ain't gonna take advantage of nobody. If anything, you'll be the one taken advantage of before it's over with. I was debating whether I wanted to share something with you. Verse 22. One sage entered a whole city of armed soldiers. Their trusted defenses fell to pieces. In the New King James Version, it says, a wise man scales the city of the mighty and bring down the trusted strongholds. A wise person know how to walk among the wicked. Let me say that again. See, a wise person is the one who knows how to walk among the wicked and not get touched. And right now we got so much wickedness in the world. As a matter of fact, wickedness is what's ruling the world. Wickedness. Because we don't have enough people who have the courage to stand up and be light. And that's the problem. Verse 23. Watch your words and hold your tongue. You save yourself a lot of grief. In the New King James Version, it says, whoever guards his mouth and tongue, keep his soul from trouble. Man, this is not snapping at nobody. In a fit of anger and rage, you turn around and say something that is soon you'll regret. And if you're angry, man, keep your mouth closed. Verse 24. You know their names: brash, impudent, blasphemer, intemperate hotheads, every one of them. Um, in the New King James Version, it says, a proud and haughty man, scoffer, is his name. He acts with arrogant pride. Remember, we said a haughty man was a very arrogant person. That's who that is. Well, not only him, but a whole lot of other people as well. Man, have you seen how many people who have really ruined their lives with some stupidity, saying some stuff that they later regret, and somebody then posted it all over social media, and now they done lost their job, lost their income because they had one moment where they lost their temper, and it was recorded. See, and I think that's one of the disadvantages of today is everybody got their phone. I don't care who you are, boy. They'll whip that phone out in a minute. They'll whip it out in a minute. They sure will. Okay, and be recording. Yes, they will. Verse 25. Lazy people finally die of hunger because they won't get up and go to work. Lazy people, the ones who are looking for something for nothing. That's a lazy person. Always looking for something for nothing. And that's why crime is out of control right now, especially in the black community, because we have too many young people that are out here looking to get something for nothing. They'd rather take yours than to go out and work and get their own. That's the problem with crime right now. In the New King James Version, it says, the desire of a lazy man kills him, for his hands refuse to labor. Verse 26, sinners are always wanting what they don't have. The God loyal are always giving what they do have. See, and that means, man, you are sharing. See, when you a God loyal person, if you got $5, you'll share two of it with somebody else, or three. But that other person, I ain't got enough for myself. Verse 27, the sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with wicked intent? Okay? Verse 28, a lying witness is unconvincing. A person who speaks truth is respected. A lying witness is unconvincing. A person who speaks truth is expected. In the New King James Version, it says, a false witness shall perish, but the man who hears him will speak endlessly. Okay? Verse 29, unscrupulous people fake it a lot. Honest people assure their steps. Unscrupulous people fake it a lot. Honest people assure their steps. In the New King James Version, it says, a wicked man hardens his face, but as for the upright, he establishes his way. See, when you live in upright, you ain't got to be worried about what's behind you. what's coming. You're unscrupulous, man. You looking at what's trying to see what's coming up behind you. And you ain't paying attention to where you're going. And that's how you stumble and fall. Because you can't look back and forward at the same time. It's going to either be one or the other. And that unscrupulous person is always looking behind them to see what's coming. Because they know they got some stuff back there that's not right. But see, when you live a righteous lifestyle, you ain't got to worry about what's behind you. You can keep your eyes in front. Verse 30. Nothing clever, nothing conceived, nothing contrived can get the better of God. Let me read that again. Nothing clever, nothing conceived, nothing contrived can get the better of God. That your arms are too short to box with God. So stop trying. Okay? In the New King James Version, it says, there is no wisdom or understanding or counsel against the Lord. Okay? And verse 31, do your best, prepare for the worst, then trust God to bring victory. In the New King James Version, it says, the horse is prepared for the day of battle, but deliverance is of the Lord. And see, and that's the end of chapter 21. And see, that's where the rubber meets the road when you waiting on God. Because you don't know where God's timing is. But what you do have to do is you have to be conscious of the blades, the seeds that start coming out. You know, see, a lot of people want that instantaneous moment, but they ain't paying attention to the little bit of stuff. Like, let me give you an example. Like, you know, you go through using your overdraft protection to take care of the responsibilities that you have, and now, you know, that was a way of life for you, but then you have a month where you didn't have to use your overdraft protection at all. In other words, your bank account was in the black instead of the red. You know, so you're so used to your account being in the red. And now, you know, it seems like you can go through, your account is in the black. You can meet those responsibilities without being in the red. You're still in the black. See, it's the little simple things, the little simple blessings that God start bestowing upon you. You know, first gonna come the blade. See, and those little simple things that you're seeing are the blades that are breaking the ground, and eventually those blessings will open up to be monumental. If you don't quit and don't, you know, start doing some stupid stuff. All right. So that's, again, man. Man, it's hot. It's hot in DC. Okay, it is. It's hot in DC today. I'm going. Right now it's 87. It's gonna get up to 90 today. 95 tomorrow. 98 Monday. 99 Monday. 97 Wednesday, 94 Thursday, 87 Friday, 95 Saturday, 96 Sunday. So we're under a heat dome. It's gonna be real hot, and and carry yourself accordingly. Okay, like I said, one of the tricks that my grandmama, when when uh, when we had hot weather like this, man, she turned the fans on and close all the windows, the doors, and to keep the heat out and turn the lights out. You know, and that fan kept circulating that cool air throughout the house. You know, don't be running in and out of the door. Keep that door closed. Okay? Keep that door closed. And that's what a lot of y'all need to do, man, is turn your lights out, close the windows, and turn the fan on. Okay? Turn the fan on, and in some cases, if you even if it's your air conditioner, man, turn it off. Close them shades and close them doors, so it keep that heat out. And you might not have to work it as hard as it is, and see, and that's that, and see, and this is one of the things that I think we have lost is how our ancestors dealt with a lot of this stuff. We done forgot. We done forgot how they used to deal with it. And they didn't have the luxuries that we had today. But they still got by. They still made it. So go back and revisit some of those things, man. Go back and revisit them. Learn them. Okay? All right? Yeah, we spoil. We spoil, man. We spoil. See, the problem with Americans is nobody wants to be inconvenienced. You know, Instead of us getting out here marching and looting and rioting, why don't you can go to any area in the DMV, restaurants are full, okay, businesses booming. But if we really want to make an impact, man, let's stay home. Go get some food and cook. Invite your family over. Get with your family, get with your friends, and start sitting down talking to each other and stop talking at each other. But you see, everybody wanna, still enjoy the luxuries of life, but you know, hold on to your money and make some of them business people speak on your behalf, because they ain't getting the support that they once got. See, we don't wanna utilize our economic pressure that we can apply. And that's where the problem is. Nobody wants to economically deal with this, because now you're going to have to sacrifice. And most folk do not want to make a sacrifice. They don't want to sacrifice nothing. They want everything as is. And that's where the problem is. Okay? So until people are really willing to sacrifice for what they believe in, nothing is ever going to change. Nothing is going to change. I keep telling y'all, man, there's good and bad in everybody. There's good and bad in everybody. Unfortunately, everybody's lumped into one group. Nobody wants to separate the good from the bad. But if good people would just stop being afraid of other good people, man, we could turn this madness around overnight. All right. Since it's hot out here today, man, I haven't had my feet in no grass this year. So I'm gonna go out here and take my shoes off, sit in the shade, and put my foot on the ground. Hey, that's what I'm going to do. All right, I'm going to get grounded because it's a lot of different energy in the atmosphere now, and you can see it. I told y'all, man, I've been at this message for 5 years, and 5 years ago I was right. Stop hating each other because you disagree. And just 5 years later, man, people are finally beginning to see what I've been saying. And I've been right all along. But people are finally beginning to see that's the problem. We hate each other because we disagree. We don't want to talk. We don't want to talk to each other. And we're all paying the same high prices for food, gas, and medicine and won't speak to each other. Still making the rich richer. But none of us can break through. And not only and not only and we're afraid to help somebody else break through. Because we don't know what they'll do with the money. That's how twisted it is. But I can come out here negative and get rich overnight and you wouldn't even care. But trying to do something about, well, what you gonna do with the money? Who's it gonna benefit? It's gonna benefit me. Maybe I'm gonna do something else positive. You know? I got a whole bunch of ideas up here in this big old head. I got a whole bunch of ideas, buddy. I do. I got some ideas, man. I got some ideas. I ain't lying. You know, a lot of stuff I've never even shared. Okay, I got some ideas. I got some ideas, and I'm gonna manifest them too. I'm gonna manifest them. I am. I'm gonna manifest them. Yes, I am. I got a clown, and you a clown, cause I know you gonna watch this. You a straight up clown. Let me see who this person is. They go out and create a profile just to be able to comment on some of my stuff. You know, like one person, let me see, they just made this June the 14th, 2025. Was 6 days, 7 days ago? Last Saturday, as a matter of fact, was when they made this account. Just so they can come on here and comment on my stuff. And they don't think I realize this is the same person that's making all these different accounts. And you trying to come up in here like, it's a consensus, and it's not. But see, that don't bother me. That don't bother me not one bit. Mm, I ain't upset. All right? Thank you, B. I thank you. I will be. I am. It's just waiting for the manifestation. Y'all, let me tell you something. See, this shows you how God operates now. I've been playing the national anthems of other countries down in front of the White House. Okay? That's how I keep my head above water. Playing the national anthems of other countries down in front of the White House. And I woke up about 3 o'clock this morning, and the thought came to my mind, because I am against this war that we're trying to start. No, 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 no. I wouldn't tell you that. Now, see, you've been around. I'm gonna tell that to them jokers that I ain't never seen before. See that don't ask me for nothing. It's for them jokers I ain't never seen before. Okay, that I ain't familiar with. Cause see, when you come into some wealth, man, everybody gonna want. Oh yeah, I knew you was gonna make it. I've been watching you, man. Get out of my face. You sit there talking about you proud, how proud you are, and you was watching me, and you knew and never lift one finger to. Come on, man. No, I ain't that gullible. Okay, I'm God done prepared me for that. Them the ones I'm talking about. The people that's been sitting on the sidelines watching you and don't lift one finger to try to help you. But now they proud of what you're doing. They knew you was gonna make it, but they never did anything to try to help you. Them the ones I'm talking about. Them the ones I'm talking about. Okay? See, those are the ones I don't want to have nothing to do with. And let me say something to you, B. Whenever somebody, and this is a good example, she said, and I will they said, B, and I will congratulate you, and you will tell me to stay far away, very far away, and then turn around and say, I'm joking. Um, and see, this is what in my 72 years that I've learned that whenever somebody say something to you and turn around and say, you know, oh man, I was joking, I'm joking, I was kidding. Whatever they said was true. Whatever they said, I want y'all to remember that. Whatever, when somebody tell you, oh man, I was kidding, you wouldn't can't take no joke, don't be so serious, lighten up. Whatever they said to you in the beginning was true. That's what in my 72 years that I've learned. Okay, and that's not a good or bad or anything, but I just want to highlight, you know, when people do that, you got to realize, man, don't some things you take with a grain of salt, and some things you got to recognize them for what they are. Okay, all right, y'all, I'm going out here and put my feet on the ground, man. Sit in the shade and try to get grounded. Cause it's a lot of stuff that's going on in the world, um, energy wise, that if you're not conscious of, you might miss out. You might miss out. And you know, hold your ground, man. I know it ain't easy trying to live right, do right, be respectable, have integrity. That's not easy. That's not easy at all. And that's what's missing in the world. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. My biggest troll. My biggest troll right now is a guy that I know. I gotta know. He'll laugh in my face, but get behind my back, man, and troll the crap out of him. The matter of fact, the person that I was just told, that's him. And he messed up. One day he came to DC and happened to FaceTime me and say, guess where I am? I said, look like you're at the airport. Yeah, I came in town. I would have called you to do a tour. I didn't want to do none of that Black History stuff, but I wanted to do a tour of DC. And I'm like, okay, but I'll catch you the next time. I'll catch you the next time. But one thing that I'm good at is trolling people. Told me, I said, oh, this is the guy that's been trolling me told on himself. I'm good at trolling people. I'm good at trolling people. And then I started looking at some of the stuff that these people are saying. Gotta be somebody that know who I am. And you think I'm gonna be a blessing to you, so you can go around telling my, oh man, look how stupid he is. I used to talk about him like a dog behind his back, and he turn around and no, it ain't that kind of blessing, man. Ain't that kind? Cause see, God will show you, man. That's one of the advantages of living a righteous lifestyle. What you ain't trying to take, God eventually you people that's trying to get over you, God will reveal them to you. God will reveal them. But now, if you got all of these voices in your head trying to be the default voice, then you'll listen to any and everything. But when you live a righteous lifestyle, man, you know that voice. You'll know that voice. You'll know God's voice. When it speak to you, you know it. You ain't got to guess. You ain't got to wonder. You know it. And that's what a lot of people are not familiar with the voice of their intuition. And the voice of your intuition is nothing but God's voice, because that's how He gonna talk to you, is through your intuition. Okay? It's just that simple. Well, you got a lot of people that don't have nothing to do. A lot of people don't have nothing to do. That's all they know, is to sit down and be involved in drama. They can't use their creativity. And that's the problem. Anyway, let me get out of here, man. I'll see y'all later.